emergency SOS. We're looking for a new podcast host. You don't have to be located in Thailand. You can be in England, US, Australia. Germany would be okay too. I can count on them.
Bro, you just compared me to... How dare you?
How dare me?
How dare you?
Here, let's try that again. Intro this episode again. This is being recorded. I just want to make sure.
I know this is the extra segment. Oh fuck!
What was our plan for this episode? We're way past the intro at this point. We are way past the intro.
I just hope people are still listening. So
like we've got about 10 listeners.
5, 2. Oh no, they're going down, and fuck, we fucked up. Okay, no, for real. Okay, welcome to Simon's Book Sessions. Today we are going to try and actually formulate an actual conversation. Yes.
What were we going to talk about today? Because we don't have a guest. That was...
Yeah.
That's okay. We'll have a really good guest. Should we even say who the guest is for next week?
I mean, if you want me to, I don't mind saying.
Yeah.
Hopefully, fingers crossed anyway, it's all solidified, but next weekend we will have Poonwarit from the Phuket Cannabis Cup, and I'm actually really excited to talk to him and about the logistics of everything. It was an event that I am envious that I wasn't there.
Soon.
It's all building up. But today, Bill, we've been talking about movies a lot, me and you, we like to ramble about these kind of things.
Yeah, we're going to have a riff episode. This is going to be a riff episode. So, we were talking about movies and podcasts we liked just a minute ago. And I was talking about, see, I'm going to kind of date myself here. People are probably going to think I'm a freaking loser here. But I liked Elvis a lot.
And just to clarify, everyone, Bill is 52. It's all right.
Yeah, exactly. So that's all that need to be said about that. It's that one is definitely an old timer movie. But if people watched it, I would be really curious what people thought. Like maybe people who aren't fans of Elvis or maybe didn't really know what Elvis was about. I would be curious what people's thoughts are on that personally. To see if they liked it or not.
You think Thai people won't be into Elvis, Bill?
Elvis was big in Thailand.
Exactly, my guy. The king loved Elvis.
Elvis was big in Thailand.
Yep.
Yeah, I have in fact, I posted this in the Discord, when the movie came out. Because the movie, it was 6 months ago, maybe? Ish. When the movie was out, I posted a movie poster from, one of Elvis's old movies from, the fucking 50s or 60s or whatever. There's a Thai poster for it. And yes, the old timer Thais definitely know who Elvis is. He was kind of like the Western sensation there for a minute in Thailand.
Yeah, he was It was the Thai version of Beatles going to America. It was Elvis coming to Thailand.
Yeah, exactly. So that was another thing. Talking about films and films about musicians, I guess you could talk about stoner movies. I was watching, speaking of that, I was watching some clips of Up in Smoke, and that is you can't deny that it's just such a classic.
Oh yeah, that was actually going to be my first question for you. Actually, is what was your first stoner movie?
I think Up in Smoke. Yeah, I think so.
Interesting.
Besides that, I'm just trying to think what other ones were around during that time. Well, no, I'm not saying I was alive during that time, but when I was younger, I should say.
Back when Bill was 30.
Yeah, Up in Smoke just came out. Yeah, that would not be good.
I mean, if you're thinking back, that was 70s era, so 78. So
I think it was 78 or 79. Yeah, so I wasn't quite alive yet, but I mean, from movies from when I was younger, you had Half Baked, and then I'm just trying to think. the other, like Pineapple Express and like those movies, I didn't really watch them, to be honest.
How dare you? How dare you?
I know, yeah, exactly.
See, Pineapple Express is a cultural classic as a stoner. Seth Rogen revolutionized his personality to what he is now thanks to that movie. When I'm over, I was thinking about this as well when we were talking about movies, is what I really want to do in Thailand is kind of like a drive-through cinema experience of stoner movies. And now one of them I'm going to have to force you to watch is Pineapple Express.
I mean, if you did a drive-through in Thailand, I think that would hit pretty well, to be honest.
Think about it. If you had a couple of tuk-tuk set up, nice atmosphere. What we got? We got Half Baked, Pineapple Express, Dazed and Confused, Up in Smoke. Come on, just think about that atmosphere.
No, I think it would work pretty well. If anyone
steals my idea, by the way, I will find you and I will kill you.
Exactly. So you kind of were on the Seth. Okay, you were on the Seth Rogen train, right?
Not originally, but like I went like kind of in an autistic kind of. I need to understand stoner culture. When I started smoking, I was like, okay, I need to binge on every bit of pop culture around this thing. So that's how I got really into it. Yeah.
Okay.
See, if we're going like
so that's what
the first movie, like the first weed movie that like got me into that kind of comedy was Harold and Kumar.
Oh, Ghost of White Castle. Yeah.
That was to me as a child. Even I remember watching it like back in probably like 2006. Didn't even understand it really, but it was funny to me. And now I think it indoctrinated the need to smoke weed and eat a lot of food into me. So.
Yeah. See, that's another one that I did watch, but like I can't remember anything about it, to be honest.
It doesn't help that you've got dementia, but it's all right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it happens when you get old, man.
I'm not planning on doing that, so I'm kind of keeping on that Peter Pan kind of vibe.
Yeah. What weed are you smoking right now, by the way?
At the moment, I have papaya, which is kind of... it was kind of big in America a lot. I know they use it a lot with extracts and stuff because it kind of yields big. But it's really nice, kind of just like this... it's... The weird way to try to explain it is like if tropical fruit mixed with like this almost like artificial tobacco taste. But it's interesting. I like it, so... seeing if all the Americans hype over a strain and then trying it, I sadly do simp out over that as much as I hate cookies.
Do you know who is behind the genetics? Or
this one is Nirvana Seeds.
Nirvana Seeds? Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I've been smoking on this mango haze, and it's like, I think I told you, I don't know if I said on the podcast, but like it is straight up like mango. To the point where I'm like, I was thinking like, is this even like real? It's like that much.
Yeah, you came to me and you were asking me about like terpene sprays and stuff because you were like, it smells too good.
Yeah, weirdly so.
But no, when you sent me the picture of it, and that's mango haze, my guy.
Yeah, it's like shockingly like mango. Like, and yeah, and it smokes okay. Like, I think if a lot of people looked at this, should I got, like, they wouldn't be too impressed. Because it's like, outdoor, Thai, grown in the mountains type shit, But it's got very interesting terps, I must say. Like I said, to the point where, like, it's, like, almost seems like not even real in a good way. Like, it smells that good, like mango. It smells like a fresh Thai mango.
Nam Dok Mai.
Nam Dok Mai. Exactly. See?
I've been learning.
He's practicing his Thai, everybody.
We're high. We're rambling. We're talking about what's topical.
So, we're talking about this podcast, because we've been at this, I think this is episode 22.
Yep, 22 now. It's been 22 long weeks.
Yeah, so 22, and so we're coming up on 6 months. So, we're, like, this episode, we don't have a guest. We're thinking and kind of talking about where this podcast is going to go. So like me and Sita have been this is just kind of some inside like how the sausage is made type shit, because we're thinking about how the podcast should go. We want to grow it. Our plan is to like make this, you know, the best podcast that we can. So like we're thinking of ideas to grow it, how to get more audience, how to up the production, how to get good guests. Honestly, I think we've been getting really good guests. So I think that part we're good on, you know.
We just need to give back to you, our loyal listeners, more, so you can enjoy our content and not think I'm an obnoxious twat.
Exactly. So we're thinking of like ways to grow the show. So we have like all these things, all these plans. Like we're going to be posting more, because right now, like Sita's got the Instagram going really good. We're going to post more on Facebook because there's a lot more people on Facebook. We're going to be, you know, we're going to have a website. So these are all things to look forward to. We're going to be recording in studio.
Yeah, quick message. Shout out to the people in the Facebook group already. Everyone go find the Siam Smoke Shack. Join the community. There's a lot of cool people already in there. We were talking about different types of land races just yesterday. So I'm trying to be more connected with you guys in the audience. You know, I'm trying to generate this more community aspect of things because I like people to know, you know, we pay attention. This isn't just us towering above from our weed-made ivory tower to give you information. You know, we are just simple peasants also. So yeah, join the Facebook group for sure. And
yeah, so I'm like Sita has got this thing going so good. I didn't even know there was a Facebook group.
Oh, newsflash!
That's how, like, you heard it before me. The audience knew there was a Facebook group before me. That's how fast and like on point Sita is. He is on this shit. He is on the ball. So if you don't join it, Sita's made this group, this community where people can come in. We can talk about all the things that we talk about on here, and just everything to do with cannabis in Thailand right now. And I'm going to be joining the group now that I know about it.
You're welcome. I'll be sure to deny you entry.
If you know who I am on Facebook.
You and your mysterious facade.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're going to have to try to figure that one out.
Don't worry, guys. Bill indeed is a 52-year-old gorilla. I've trained him. He's just really brilliant at what he does. And he likes to fuck with me, you know?
So what are some podcasts that you're a fan of, Sita? Like, I'm kind of curious because, like, I just want to get, like, your kind of, like, vibe on what you like to listen to.
I mean, some of our listeners will actually be from my old school podcast days. I used to, like, moderate for the top true crime podcast in the world, Last Podcast on the Left, shout out those guys. And that kind of stuff's where I come from. I come from the early true crime wave of podcasts, different stuff like that. Another podcast I really, really like, and I know a lot of people are probably not into this stuff, but it's just called Cults, and they just cover all of these different types of cults in the world, being from like ones we know about, like kind of what happened in Waco, Scientology kind of shit. But then also weird stuff like, I think it was a bunch of people that started worshipping a pug. Just shit like that. So I'm interested in like the weird podcast, true crime shit. Duncan Trussell's show is amazing as well.
So Duncan Trussell, weird, Last Podcast on the Left. To be honest, I have very basic bitch taste in podcasts.
It's okay, just say it. We know it begins with J.
Okay. No. I'm a fan of Andrew Tate.
Even worse.
I mean, they put my boy in jail, man.
Top G's now free. We're now free in our lives, so we can get those bitches again now. Get my Bugatti back.
Yeah. Did you watch the comeback episode with the Tate Bros?
I would rather grab this candle in front of me, shove it into my ass, and then headbutt my keyboard so hard that the L key goes into my brain. No, I did not.
Yeah. I did just because I was curious, but I'm not a fan. Just so everyone's aware, don't worry. I'm not a fan. I'm just talking shit. I do like comedy podcasts, though. I like... every week I watch Kill Tony, which is like if you haven't watched it, it's like a comedy podcast, but it's not just people sitting around talking. They actually do, it's like a show. So they have a live show.
It's open mic meets competition, you know? If you go to an open mic, you're not going to get judged. But on this, like, people go in, put their name in a bucket, and there'll be people like, goddamn, Dave Attell and Tom Segura. Wasn't even Dave Chappelle on one episode? Or am I dreaming that?
I can't remember if Dave Chappelle was on one or not, but you've got comedians like that. Like, you've got pretty much any comedian you can think, for the most part, has been on at some point as guests. So there's like a Tony Hinchcliffe and Red Band, who, if you know podcasting, if you know like Joe Rogan and shit, you know Red Band. They're the host, and then they have a guest, like a professional comedian on as a guest, and then they judge these people that go up, that, like Sita said, that do kind of like an open mic 1 minute. You have 1 minute to do like a stand-up routine for 1 minute, and then they're gonna interview you afterwards. So a lot of it's cringe. Like, a lot of the people suck, but you do get gems. You do get really funny people. They have a few regulars like William Montgomery, and he's another guy. I like his podcast, William Montgomery, and Casey Rocket.
William is the OG. I just like him, his life, his legacy. He is how I want a spirit animal in my life. I just want him and David Lucas over my shoulder for all eternity.
Yeah, so these guys, I mean, it is worth to check it out if you haven't. They're pretty funny. It's kind of hard. Aside from that, I'm not even going to talk it up anymore, because you just have to kind of watch it. And if you're a fan, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Like, I don't think it's for everybody, but it's definitely one I like. So yeah, I like that whole kind of universe of like Kill Tony and Williams podcast. Other than that, I do like Lex Friedman, even though he gets some shit from people. I do actually do like his podcast because he interviews interesting people. So like him
to me is not. I don't like comparing them always, but like to me, like Lex Friedman, Joe Rogan, I look at them more for the platform they are and the people they have on, more than like the people as they are, if that makes sense. Like, I'll go through episodes of Joe Rogan and Lex Friedman, and I do not give a shit, but then there'll be ones that like really interesting guests.
Like Graham Hancock episode on Joe Rogan.
Some of the best episodes ever, if you're going to ask me. Like, it's really cool. I know a few Thai people that like are starting to do like their own Graham Hancock inquests into like temples near them and stuff. So man's very wide spanning.
See, that would be an interesting episode that we could do, is because I've been thinking about this too. Like, what research has been done in Thailand about like the Younger Dryas period?
Yep.
For people who know about like Randall Carlson and Graham Hancock, you'll know the Younger Dryas period. And so, yeah, the question is like, because they mainly look at like the Americas and Europe. They don't talk about Asia too much.
If you read like the Fingerprints of the Gods and Heaven's Mirror, the only like main places they talk about in like that region of Asia is the classic like Angkor Wat. That's kind of their main basis of things.
Right.
Like, I don't actually think I've ever seen them talk about Southeast Asia more specifically and rounded.
Right, exactly. It's kind of a blind spot. But I was thinking about this not the other day, but maybe like a month or so ago, about like these concepts and how they would apply to Thailand and like what was happening during that time. Do you remember like when we first started coming up with the idea of the podcast, I was telling you about the group of people that came by chariot from like Siberia into Thailand?
Yep, I remember. Yeah. Then that sent me down a massive loophole of like looking at the Silk Road connections and like what were they called? Because it is like baffling when you realize
the Sima Turbino.
That was it. Yeah, it's baffling when you think this like old history, because like a lot of the time people like I think a lot of the focus is America. People like want the old Americas, like that's like or Egypt, you know. But what about Egypt, these places like Thailand and stuff? Because again, like I wasn't really in tune to how connected Thailand was back when the Silk Road was up and running. And like seeing history in like that level is kind of crazy. And that's not even as far back as like what me and you were thinking.
Yeah, the Saima Turbino people go back to like 2000 BC. And so what happened, and this is some, now we're like going way out of left field here, but like we're talking like 4,000 years ago. They came from basically like where the Mongols are from, like in that region. And they came down through like into Russia, and then they came down through into Thailand. And there's evidence, I think it's somewhere in Isan, I think, that they have evidence for this, which I think is really interesting because, this was like before the migrations of like the Dai people who became like Thai. So it was like, this is like pre like Thai people, Thailand in the same land. So to think about that is kind of interesting. But okay, so this is the whole point, is like with podcasts, like these are the kind of things that I like to fucking think about, is like all this fucking weird old history shit, which you can't even prove probably a lot of it,
but
you know,
it ain't gonna stop us talking about it. It's interesting at the end of the day. Like, even if it's like something that we cannot concretely prove, people like talking about this stuff, you know. Even like dragons don't exist, but people fucking love dragons.
Yeah, so that's another movie topic. You were a fan of How I Trained My Dragon, right?
Don't out me like this. Not like this. No, don't finally get me on one cringy thing. How dare you? Oh, come on, man, it was good. Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we probably have people in the audience who are fans too. So if
you're judging like me, you're judging the people. I'm the people's people. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, fans of that movie, you know, at least one of your co-hosts. I actually never watched it.
See, 42-year-old ape. I told you guys. I told you.
Yeah, I never watched that shit. But these are so like with podcasts that I like, and so that's what. Now we're kind of talking. This is kind of a meta episode, by the way, for everyone listening. Like, if you're still listening, we don't have a super great guest this week. We're just kind of talking about the podcast, like what we like. Because like I kind of came up with the idea for the podcast, right?
Yeah. You are the genius behind it all.
I mean, I have been described as the brain.
I am the pinky to your brain. It is true.
No, but as we were coming up with the idea for this, like I was thinking of like what I like to listen to, and it's like, okay, what I like, and then it's like, should we do a podcast like that? So kind of thinking through this a little bit of like what the format of the podcast is. Like, we've been doing really good with guests. I think people really like the guest interviews that we do. But we also have like other things we can talk about, like both. I think even initially, like we were going to be like way more heavy on like Thai culture and stuff like that. Or like, weren't we? We had like a bunch of ideas on like how to like, in terms of content, like we had just different ideas about like Thai culture, Thai history, all this kind of shit, right? Like that's kind of the direction we were initially going to go.
Yeah, and this is kind of like where I'm kind of like excited to like talk about stuff, because we kind of brought it up initially, and then we tested the waters with the podcast a little bit, and now kind of seeing the ball rolling, it's like, well, time to bring out all the content. So yeah, like I think like I definitely coming up, like we're going to be a lot more topical with like at least active stuff going on relating cannabis, but then like Thailand as well as culture stuff, because both me and you kind of are very in love in a sense with Thai culture and history and stuff. So like trying to express that and show that is something that like I really want us to bring to the table.
Yeah. And I want to, and it's also like, well, we just said like, with a topic like, you have people that that do research into like the prehistory of maybe Thailand, and like how in like related to like Graham Hancock's work, and like maybe temples that go back to like prehistory and stuff. I think that's really interesting. I also, talking about movies, like there actually are a lot of good Thai movies that come out, and they don't get too much hype like in the Western media at all. But they're good. Like there's not a lot of really good Thai movies, but the ones that are good are actually really kind of cool. And the reason I bring that up is like, for example, there was a movie. It was, I think, last year it came out, and it was like a kind of a Thai horror movie.
Oh, you're gonna talk about it? Good, because I love this movie.
What's the fucking name of it, dude?
The Medium.
Yes. Thank you, because I fucking totally forgot the name.
That is a movie I really wish was on Netflix internationally for people, because it is so Thai. And it is so interesting with, like, people need to get into Thai horror. I think the genre of Thai horror is really, really, really interesting. Even the old stuff is really, really cool. Like the P-Mac stories and, you know, stuff like that. But even, like, earlier than that, like, there was some good, like, 80s horror movies, like, of cringy special effects, kind of like the tapes that you would find in a Blockbuster that you don't really know what the fuck's on it.
Right. Yeah, even right now, there's a movie out in the theaters right now that they say is a really, really scary Thai horror movie that's out right now. So yeah, point is, like, there's actually a lot of good Thai film that doesn't get too much love, and that could be, I mean, that's kind of what I was hoping this episode would be about. We didn't come totally prepared for that, but like, I guess it's kind of because this is kind of a meta episode about the podcast, but it makes me wonder, like, what are things that listeners are curious about? Because, like, I would like to talk about, like, Thai film, and we can relate it to cannabis too, because you know, it's part of Thai culture too. It's not, you know, like, we've talked about this extensively, like, you know, cannabis is kind of part of Thai culture, and, you know, just going back to some of these movies and just kind of, you know, giving reviews of them or thinking about them, or, you know, just even talking about ones we like and shit could be kind of cool content. I don't know, just kind of spitballing here.
I think, like what I said earlier with, like, the outdoor, like, drive-through movie thing, I think one really good idea would actually be doing, even if it's just online, some kind of watch-up thing to showcase a lot of this, like, Thai movies that me and you know about, but kind of a lot of people don't. Like, even just like a watch party online with some of these movies to showcase stuff would be kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's you know, with Thai movies, I know some, but, like, I'm not fully, like, I don't know them all. There's a lot I could probably get suggestions on. Like, I've watched some of the old crime ones. I like some of the horror ones, but yeah, like, there's, like, sometimes I'll stumble upon some and I'm like, whoa, this looks actually kind of good. So yeah, it's definitely a topic I think we could explore more. Some of the history stuff I think is good.
I mean, at the moment as well, like, there's I'm gonna give Bill even some insider secrets on stuff I do, because if you haven't gathered already, I kind of just run around like a crazy monkey doing whatever the fuck I want, and then I kind of come to Bill about it. So, like, different things with the podcast is, like, I've been talking to not only just, like, obviously we've interviewed growers and stuff, but for side projects and stuff, I've been talking to people who are kind of in the more art side of things. Like, there's Toner, which a lot of people in the Discord see, who is absolutely incredible with his kind of art. And it's these people that are also kind of, they're not, like, in the cannabis industry, you know, but they are in the culture. So there's these quite a few different people that I kind of want to showcase on kind of a more global audience that are doing things not just cannabis related, but cannabis entwined. You know, there's skateboarders, there's artists, there's musicians, there's all these different kinds of people which I think are part of the greater whole, which is Thai cannabis. And that's kind of the things I'm working on at the moment to kind of showcase this stuff. I mean, I've been talking to a few of our listeners already about when I'm back over doing some in-person stuff and maybe even some few events. I've been spitballing the idea of kind of like a Thai terps tour, going like to a lot of different places in Thailand and just trying different terpene profiles and not judging things on like a high or a basis of hype cannabis, but kind of like what the strain hunters do, but in a more modernized scale of dispensaries. So that's kind of one idea that I've been working on, and Bill's only finding out about it now, so you're welcome, guys. And I've also been talking to other listeners about collaborating with a few other different people who are really interested in Thailand now, because again, I know Thai people are more interested in cannabis scene in Thailand as well, but also there is this global stage of people looking in, and I'm trying to do my best to make it ethical and fair for people to kind of enjoy Thailand properly. So there's these other things as well with a few other creators and stuff that I will hopefully be sharing with you with more detail in the future. But these are some of my ideas that I've been kind of working on at the moment.
Yeah. See, this is what happens when you let a monkey out of his cage.
I just had my coffee. I'm good now.
Yeah, when you let a monkey out of his cage, there is nothing good that comes out. Only amazing things come out. Nothing good. It's just all fucking awesome. So now I'm looking forward to this shit.
See, this is kind of a little bit why I like building it up towards you, because it builds up true excitement. If you knew the behind the scenes, it wouldn't be as fun. Now you're in on the antics. It's even better.
Yeah, and this is not a joke. I am just finding out about this stuff now, and I think that's the whole thing. Like with this pot, like, so I'm up in Chiang Mai. Seat isn't right now in England, but he's working on getting here back to Thailand. And I think that once he does, there's going to be a lot, like the events, just supporting the culture, because this isn't going away. That's the thing. Like we're just at the beginning. We're just at the beginning here. We're just at the beginning.
People haven't even seen the full fruits of the labor yet. Like we're still at a little bit of a sapling stage. Like the whole thing with cannabis in Thailand. Again, I reiterate it a lot, and I put it on Instagram, and literally everyone agreed with me, is that I truly believe Thailand will become the holy land of cannabis. And it's just, come on, it's going to get incredible with everything that's like, if you think about, like, I've not even said all of my ideas that I have. Like, I've got a lot of them, like too many, but then you got to think there's other people that are going to have ideas too, and everything is just going to grow up from now, and it's all going to get way more exciting. And I'm just excited in general for Thailand. Yeah,
exactly. So, yeah, I think with the direction of the podcast, right now, like we've done this is the 22nd episode. A lot of it's just, been us, me and Sita, kind of holding down the fort. And then we've had really good guests. Like all the guests have been awesome. But this is just the beginning with this too. Like there's, like with a lot of things right now, like with timing for me and, what's going on with my life and like what's going to be happening with, everything I'm doing. We're just going to keep growing from here. It's going to be really cool what ends up happening with all this. So, I'm excited too, to be honest.
Truly, like, I know me and you, we fumble our words, we don't come prepared sometimes, we can sound a bit like doofuses, but that's our cute, adorable stoner energy. The true thing is, like, what's coming now that we are, like, getting this ball rolling, a lot of stuff is gonna come, not just, like Bill's already a little bit excited, I'm gonna get him even more excited when I'm over there, like, the amount of things that are gonna happen that I have in slow works, the amount of kind of community that I think is going to generate is incredible. And like, thank you to the people who are bearing with our, us, because what is coming next is like, trust me, you guys you're going to be excited for what's coming.
See, now we can't disappoint.
I know, I'm locked in now. Like I've gave my commandments, and if I go back on them, you all have like permission to flog me or whatever. But no, Thailand is going to become the holy land of cannabis, and we are going to be on the front lines of it.
Like, what did they say? Your word is bond?
My word can be bondage, but
Do you have a safe word, Sita?
Pineapples.
That was quick.
Oopsie daisy.
Holy shit. That was quick. Whoa.
I should call her.
Holy shit. Yeah, that's good to know, though. That's good to know. Our listeners should know that, by the way, because like if you get into a pinch, and the safe word needs to come out. Now everyone knows.
I just hope people don't come and like berate me with pineapples now. I've already started to be called Cabbage more because my fucking real name, but goddamn. I don't want to be named after a fruit or a vegetable, damn it.
You're named after a cabbage? What?
It's Kalam or Kalum. What's cabbage in Thai?
I actually fucking forget, because yeah, what the fuck is cabbage?
Okay, well, so people understand, I will post, because it's topical anyway, the music video called Du Kalom, which is basically smoking cabbage, and it's by a really cool Thai rapper, and Beer at the Suckum Weed played at me, and then I am now named Cabbage because of that song.
Okay, gotcha. That was way more than I needed to know.
Well, everyone knows now, and I don't care. Somebody has to hold the podcast up, okay?
Yeah, that was way more than I needed to know. But it was good. It kind of added to the lore of you, so it's okay.
Thank God people just hopefully enjoy this.
Yeah, I think they will. I think this is a good episode. I think it needed to happen because here's the thing. Every week, if you think about it, we are bringing the best guests on in the Thai cannabis scene that exist. I mean, the best. Every single week.
And
right?
The list,
every single week.
The list is growing.
You don't even know what's happening behind the scenes. The people listening.
I don't even know what's happening half the time because it's happening. It's just happening. And it's growing. And again, I appreciate the messages of people who wanting to come on the podcast and stuff. And please just bear with me because there's a lot of scheduling I have to do across the world for all this shit. But yeah, just know it's hectic for me. So everything is it's building up. And like Bill said, we've had incredible guests so far, amazing guests. Some are going to even be back on again soon to update us on some stuff that I've only just been hearing about recently. And kind of the list of people coming on next is really interesting. We're covering a very, very broad spectrum of amazing people. And that's what excites me. I know we ramble on these episodes and shit. And we're trying to make you all love us, but again, I can't help dismiss the magic that kind of comes out these episodes with interviews of people. And I thank every single guest that's been on still daily, probably. Yeah.
To be honest, and this is just speaking from me to you, as if no one else was listening. You probably do, the best work I've seen in podcasting. That I've seen. Fucking you definitely hold down the fort with all the shit that's been going on. So I appreciate that.
Hey, what is Goku without his Piccolo?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but yeah, man. I mean, I think for this episode, I was just kind of curious myself, what direction are we going to take this? What are the shit we like? What are things we can do to make this fucking all awesome and better? And I think it's just doing the things we like, to be honest.
I think people enjoy the things we like. People enjoy the weird conversations and silly jokes about internet culture. And I know people have even they came to me individually, to talk about Thai history and culture from just the podcast and stuff. And I mean, you doing the whole true crime thing. A lot of people are interested in these topics that,
Oh yeah. That maybe we should let people know. So before, this isn't my first, foray into creating content in Thailand. I'm the person behind True Crime Thailand.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. So I kind of developed a following with that. So if people know about that, then they would know my work because I am the person.
And if you haven't, seriously, I will personally link you some of the articles that Bill's done because they really hyped me up for my last trip in Thailand. Like, you've kissed my ass as being a bit of the fort holder here, but again, the work that you do, man, is incredible. And like your Yiko Hong piece, again, that needs to be kind of taught in like a cultural setting in schools or something because that shit's so cool. And again, this is what I think as well, is like bringing these topics to the podcast because like when I was in Thailand, people did not know about, the fucking Iron Box killer and like how the last the beheading is so public. A lot of people I met did not know about that. Thai people as well. So like it was interesting showing these kind of weird, I say weird as a loose term, kind of alt history places that I think both of us have a lot of deep knowledge on that I want to bring kind of to the table. It's not just cannabis, it's all the culture that, weird shit comes along with cannabis. Every stoner is into some kind of weird shit. Again, I use weird as a loose term. So, like, check out Bill's writing.
Yeah, I think that's a good, because like if to be honest, like I've always used cannabis as kind of like a muse in a way, I don't always like to smoke with other people. This is something that is kind of my own thing, but like if I do smoke, I like to be I'm kind of like the person that's like, okay, I'm gonna fucking dip out and like work on my own shit right now. And whenever I have, it's been to basically write. Like that's what I do. I write. And so I agree though with what you're saying in terms of people who use cannabis generally have interests that are curious sometimes. And I think that, being able to highlight some of this stuff about Thailand, because Thailand is just ripe with, stuff that would be.
I've not even told the audience about me making amulets with cat placenta. So it's weird even now.
See, we just went off the deep end.
This is what I mean, guys. Depends what you want to know in weirdness, because I've got some stories for you.
Yeah, we need to feed them slowly. Like slowly, you feed them. You feed them slowly, so they can get accustomed.
Fuck that. This is Thailand, baby. We don't go easy.
Exactly. So yeah, both me and Sita have worked on kind of personal projects over the years where, I don't use this as a platform to promote my True Crime Thailand thing because, it don't need to. But I think maybe one thing that we could do with the podcast that could be kind of cool is, start, because I know people who use cannabis, but also do other stuff in Thailand, and they aren't necessarily in the business of cannabis.
Exactly,
like other writers or people who are doing stuff in Thailand who appreciate cannabis but might not be in the business of it. And I think that they could be interesting guests too.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean by the greater of the whole. And again, with like a lot of the art, because that's my background is that kind of stuff, is the more arts kind of creative aspect of cannabis and all that stuff. So like bringing kind of these people to the table as well is kind of what I want to see. Again, I want to showcase everything, it's all interesting to me, and I think it's going to be interesting to a lot of other people. Exactly.
Yeah. So, and this is kind of an open invite, I guess, to people who, are listening, who might want to come on and, you're listening to this podcast, you have an interest in cannabis, you have an interest in Thailand. It could be, like if you make movies, like I want to start making movies in Thailand. And I'm not talking about those kind of movies. I'm talking about actually films, real films.
Nobody go Google Tuk Tuk Patrol. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not what it sounds like. Don't do it, guys.
Yeah,
I thought I was going on a tour, and then these ladies showed up, and it wasn't a tuk-tuk ride at all.
Yeah, and when you talk about Asian street meat, oh, never mind. Yeah, never mind. But no, like, eventually I want to make, like, feature films in Thailand. Like, that's one of my goals over the next 5 to 10 years. And if people are listening and they are on the same page, I would love to hear from you. Or if you've done that before in Thailand, I know there are people who have. I think you'd be an awesome guest. And that's the kind of stuff, like, I would really appreciate if we were able to interview about, someone who's done a feature film in Thailand, or who is a writer in Thailand, or, any of this stuff. Be more than happy to have you on the podcast. Absolutely.
Yeah, this is our open invitation, and kind of like we do like giving information stuff, but this podcast most of all is kind of based around the community. So we want to cover even some of our listeners that have really interesting lives and what they do, and just I think covering the whole, and as well, like, let us know, like, what you want from us. There are people that give me, like, advice, I guess you could say, or things that they think would be interesting all the time. But, like, as an open-ended spectrum, always feel free if you've got any ideas in any creative aspect in Thailand and stuff like this. Hit us up, because we're interested. We always kind of want to go down this route and, like, make it a true community more than just a platform for us to talk to you guys. It should be a platform for everyone to be able to talk, and we kind of present it.
Yeah, we still are the rulers of the podcast. Like at the end of the day, we are the rulers, but we will allow other people on if they're interested, if they interest us. And yeah,
we may knight some of you into our court. Some of you may be jesters, but some of you can be powerful knights beyond the realms.
Wow. That sounds exciting.
Everything's gonna get way more exciting now, baby boy, trust me.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Buckle in, everybody.
Buckle up. Buckle up. Fucking Sita's got the wheel. Watch out.
I don't have a license, but let's go!
Famous last words of the Farang on a motorbike.
We all know I ain't riding a motorbike. You showed me that small documentary the other day that we all know what I'm going to be driving around.
Oh, okay. So this is a good film topic. So this is exactly what I was... So there... What is it? What was it called? I can't even remember.
It's something in Chiang Mai. It's something like that. It was a simple name.
Yeah. Describe the film. So, it's a short film. It's like 30 minutes, maybe 20 minutes.
It's got this very kind of British type of parody humor to it. It's about a gentleman who...
But it is an American guy.
It is an American guy, but it's just...
So you can't... So the Brits can't say that Americans don't get British humor, because...
They do. They just can't do it in their own country. But carrying on.
Okay, keep going. What's the movie about?
A man is enlightened over a rickshaw driver. Bill, quick pop quiz. What is the traditional word in Thai for rickshaw?
What's a samlor?
Yeah. See, he is smart, guys. This is why he's the brains and I'm the pinky, and I just got him to say it so I didn't have to Google it. So,
which is more clever than you give yourself credit for. Yeah.
So this man is enlightened by wanting to become a driver of this incredible contraption that is just... I don't even... don't think of like a generic tuk-tuk. Think of like the style of rickshaw that you see in like old school Hong Kong movies being pulled by a man or on a bike. And this quite large American gentleman decides he will go down this path in life. And it's in Chiang Mai, because Chiang Mai it still has samlors for people listening. Like you can still get rides. Like they are still around. So the guy's in Chiang Mai.
he's this fat American guy. I mean, and this is it seemed like it's maybe in like the 90s, right? Like, don't you think? Maybe like
it's got like a tone to it that is like pre my birth anyway.
Yeah, like we're in the 90s or some shit here. Like it's, yeah. Okay, so he studies to become a slumlord driver, and he thinks he's like, what's the reason for him doing it? I can't remember.
Is it he believes like it's such a peaceful way of life, and he can find like some type of enlightenment as being like a whole person? Because he shows that picture to people of the sublord driver that he like just said he had a nice face. It's such a weird humor, but it's so perfect. And for me, the hilarity of it is watching these grizzled veterans watch this buffoon of a man try and fumble his way into this being his way of life.
And he's like kind of taking it seriously, like to everyone involved, like all the ties involved. They kind of think he's taking it seriously. It's a weird, it's a parody kind of like, we kind of know he's joking, but it's like Borat in a way. He's kind of made a character, and people are falling for it, but he's kind of giving you that little wink to the camera at the end. It's brilliant. And that kind of humor and kind of cultural movie stuff is hilarious to me. Yeah. So, and this is the thing, there's a lot of these gems, like, over the years, because, like, foreigners have been coming, and we can talk about, like, Thai movies, too, but, like, there's been foreigners coming to Thailand for decades now, and, like, we're not the first ones who have been creative. Like, there's been people kind of doing this, like, making their own little projects, and, like, me and Sita have talked about, like, writers of the past in Thailand. Like, you can go back to, like, I'm sure people listening at least should be aware of Stickman. I would hope. But you've got like Stickman, you've got like Jake Needham, who is a friend of mine. So you have like a people in Thailand, foreigners who have been doing kind of creative stuff for a long time, and being able to highlight some of that could be kind of cool too. Yeah. It's but this movie is just kind of part of that. Like, and I don't even know who the guy is, to be honest.
I don't know who, but I fell in love with him because I need to find out if he's done more stuff, because his way of acting and just that kind of slapstick goofiness of him kind of trying to play this character is brilliant. And it's like a sketch. It's kind of stuff that I actually kind of want to film while in Thailand, just little comedic sketches about the weirdness in a loose term, but the interesting aspects of Thai living.
Yeah, the curiosities.
The curiosities, that's the word.
Yeah, that's curiosities is a nice way to say, the things that kind of get your interest that are not normal.
That's just my life.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, like, so this kind of stuff, like and I know there's a lot of people out there too that aren't always so. What another interesting thing is, there's another Discord that I'm in that is like Thailand related, and so in that one, there's a guy in there who, and I'm not going to say who it is just because I don't know him too well, but he's in Chiang Mai, but he does YouTube stuff, right? But he has like a big following, like, I don't know, like 200,000 subscribers. But he just happens to be, but he doesn't make videos about Thailand. He just makes videos about internet stuff. And that's another thing is there's like people in Thailand who might not like talk about Thai culture stuff, but might just happen to live in Thailand, but might write or do movies or do films or, do YouTube stuff about other things, but also happen to live in Thailand. And that's also interesting to me because, you've got the perspective of someone who's in the country, who's doing creative stuff, but might not necessarily, be talking about Thailand stuff. To me, that's also, an interesting thing to get to know someone about that,
Definitely, and this is like why I'm glad I promote the Facebook group, because this is where I think a lot of there's content that we can bring, obviously audibly here and on Instagram, but we're going to be covering a lot of stuff on Facebook, and it's going to be, I think we're going to bring a lot of different, more varied content.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the whole thing is like, we want to start incorporating like, things that people are doing, and even if like you happen to be listening to, I think if someone's listening to this, they have an interest in cannabis in Thailand, but like you might not be a grower, right? But like you could be someone who just like does something cool in Thailand. You might have like you might have lived in Thailand for 20 years and you do something and, you also happen to smoke weed, but we'd love to have you on or at least get to know like what you've got going on, So open invitation at this point.
We've opened the gates to the castle. We shall allow few of you in.
Exactly. So, yeah, we're going to be working. There's going to be a lot more content. We're going to start doing in-studio stuff. We're going to have events going on. Sita's got probably 100 tricks up his sleeve. Yeah, the whole thing, it's just going to be up from here. So.
For sure. So. Trust us, follow us, join the Facebook group, keep listening, and tune in next week as well on the next episode of Siam Smoke Sessions.
There, we are Genetican, based in southern Phetchabun province. We offer the largest selection of exotic and local Thai cultivars anywhere in central Thailand. We have 2 large greenhouses filled with thousands of moms that we're constantly pheno hunting through to offer you the latest and greatest cultivars that are available in Thailand. Genetican is proud to be woman-owned and operated, with over 90% of our staff being local Thai women. Here at Genetican, we root all of our clones in our clean and sterilized facility. After that, they get transplanted out into our greenhouse so they're happy and ready to go home to your farm. We offer a wide range of exotic cuts, including many that you see here, including ABC, Freak Show, Duck's Foot, and other exotic cultivars. As you can see, our flowers come out extremely frosty, happy, and dense to meet the needs of your production. Thanks a lot, and check us out at geneticanth.com, genetican.co.ltd_ on Instagram, or check us out at any of our other ways to reach us at genetican@line as well.